Most people believe they make decisions based on logic, reason, and experience. But what if many of the choices you make, what you buy, who you trust, how you react to stress, aren't based solely on the present? What if they're actually echoes from your past, specifically your childhood? This is Issues Uncovered, and today we're peeling back the layers of one of the most overlooked forces behind human behavior. How your childhood continues to influence every decision you make, often without you even realizing it. Let's start with something basic: attachment. From the moment we're born, our brains begin to wire themselves based on how our caregivers respond to us. If you had parents or guardians who were emotionally available, responded to your needs, and offered a sense of safety, your brain learned that the world is generally secure. You likely developed what psychologists call a secure attachment style. And as an adult, you probably find it easier to trust people, manage conflict, and maintain relationships. But if your caregivers were inconsistent, emotionally distant, overly controlling, or abusive, you might have developed an insecure attachment. This can manifest in adulthood as fear of abandonment, difficulty with intimacy, or an unconscious need to control situations. Every time you pull away in an argument, avoid conflict, or cling too tightly to someone, you may be repeating patterns that started before you could even talk. Now let's talk about core beliefs. These are the invisible scripts running in your mind that tell you who you are and how the world works. Childhood is when these scripts are written. If you were praised for your efforts, encouraged to take risks, and supported emotionally, your inner script might say, "I am capable, I matter, I can handle challenges." But if you were criticized constantly, ignored, or only rewarded when you met certain expectations, your inner voice might whisper something very different. "I'm not good enough. I must earn love. Mistakes are dangerous." These beliefs don't just sit quietly in your mind. They guide your decisions. They influence the jobs you pursue, the people you date, how you handle failure, and even whether you speak up in a meeting. Let's say you were raised in a home where emotions weren't talked about. Maybe sadness was seen as weakness, or anger led to punishment. As a child, you learned to suppress or ignore emotions just to survive. As an adult, you may struggle to identify how you feel or to express it in healthy ways. You might shut down when conflict arises, or numb yourself through overworking, eating, or distractions, because that's what your childhood taught you to do. The interesting part is, we're rarely aware of this. These childhood programs run quietly in the background, like a software we never chose to install. And unless we consciously update them, they keep running our lives. Think about your habits. If your household growing up was chaotic or unstable, you might crave structure and predictability today, even to the point of being rigid or overly controlling. Or maybe the opposite is true. Maybe you rebel against structure because your childhood was too strict, and now you find it difficult to commit or follow through. Neither reaction is random. Both are responses that once helped you cope, and now they steer your choices, often in subtle but powerful ways. Even our financial behavior is rooted in childhood. Did you grow up in scarcity, where money was tight and every dollar counted? You might hoard money now, feel guilt when spending, or live in constant fear of financial ruin, even if you're financially stable today. On the flip side, maybe you grew up around wealth or materialism, and now you associate money with status or self-worth. That drive to buy, impress, or compete. That might not be about the present at all. It might be about a child trying to earn love or avoid shame. And then there's self-worth. Childhood teaches you what value you have, not just in your family, but in the world. Were you celebrated for who you were, or only when you achieved something? Did you feel like you had to be the responsible one? The peacemaker, the invisible child? These early roles shape how you see yourself today. The perfectionist, the helper. The avoider, the overachiever. All rooted in survival strategies you developed to navigate the emotional climate of your early life. Even the risks we take or don't take are shaped by childhood. If your early years taught you that failure led to punishment or ridicule, you might avoid trying new things now. Fear of embarrassment or rejection becomes paralyzing. But if you were allowed to fail, to be messy and human, you likely face challenges with more resilience and courage. We also unconsciously seek out familiarity. This is why people raised in toxic households sometimes find themselves in toxic relationships. It's not that they want to be mistreated, it's that their nervous system recognizes the pattern as normal. That same emotional dynamic they experienced as a child feels familiar, even if it's painful. And the brain, always craving what's predictable, leads us back into old loops, even when they're harmful. So what can we do about it? The first step is awareness. You can't change what you don't understand. Start paying attention to your automatic reactions, your emotional triggers, your repeated patterns. Ask yourself, where did I first learn this response? Whose voice is in my head when I say I'm not enough? Is this belief mine or something I inherited? Therapy, journaling, and inner child work can be powerful tools for exploring this terrain. These approaches help you connect the dots between past and present. They create space for compassion, not blame, for understanding, not shame. The goal isn't to dwell on the past or blame your parents. Most people did the best they could with the tools they had. But acknowledging the impact of your childhood isn't about blame, it's about liberation. Because once you understand how those early experiences shaped you, you can start to rewrite the story. You can learn to say, I'm not that scared child anymore. You can create new patterns, build healthier relationships, take risks, and develop a self-worth that isn't conditional. You can upgrade the old software, but only if you're willing to look under the hood. Many people spend their entire lives reacting to a past they never fully examine. But you don't have to. You can become conscious of the unconscious. You can start to make choices that reflect who you are now, not who you had to be then. So the next time you find yourself stuck in a pattern, procrastinating, overthinking, avoiding confrontation, choosing the wrong partners, doubting your worth, pause and ask yourself, what am I really reacting to? Is this about today or something much older? Because chances are your childhood is still speaking. The question is, are you listening? This has been Issues Uncovered. If this episode resonated with you, consider exploring more about your past, not to stay there, but to finally move forward. Because the moment you understand how your childhood shaped you is the moment you start reclaiming your decisions and your life. In leadership, education, and public discourse, the Dunning-Kruger effect has serious consequences. Overconfident but underqualified individuals can rise to power, make decisions, and shape policy. Meanwhile, truly competent people may stay silent, doubting their right to speak up. This imbalance skews progress. It misleads the public. It can even be dangerous. From health misinformation to conspiracy theories to financial scams, the illusion of knowledge can do real harm. That's why understanding this psychological trap isn't just interesting, it's necessary. So where does that leave us? The Dunning-Kruger effect is a reminder of our mental blind spots. It humbles us. It forces us to question our own certainty and to approach learning with curiosity rather than ego. It teaches us that self-awareness is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. No one is completely free of bias, but we can get better at catching ourselves, questioning our assumptions, and choosing growth over defensiveness. Next time you feel tempted to speak like an expert on a topic you've just discovered, pause. Ask yourself, have I really earned this confidence? Or am I still on Mount Stupid? And if you're someone who constantly doubts yourself despite having real knowledge and experience, remember, you might know more than you think. The world needs your voice. Speak with humility, but don't stay silent. Thank you for watching Issues Uncovered. If this video challenged your thinking or helped you see yourself or others in a new light, let us know in the comments. Have you ever experienced the Dunning-Kruger effect or seen it in action? We'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more psychology-driven explorations into the way our minds shape the world. And as always, stay curious, stay humble, and keep uncovering.